Today I'm looking at the SIVGA Anser over-ear headphones. These have a 50mm single dynamic driver, and we're going to try and find out whether this is the answer to your audiophile prayers. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. Boom. Have a look at those babies. If you're not familiar with SIVGA, they've been around for quite some time. They make a lot of over-ear headphones, and most of them, in fact maybe all of them from memory, use wooden ear cups. And I think in terms of design, this one might be the best looking one yet. It's got this dark walnut color, contrasted beautifully by these shiny metal grills on the back of the ear cups. I think they look amazing. As you can see, the ear cups rotate 180 degrees like that, which is awesome. Nice build quality overall. On the top of the headband, we've got protein leather, or what do they call it? Vegan leather. On the underside, we have a breathable fabric material, the same material that we find on the side of the ear pads. So yeah, it's a hybrid ear pad. Vegan leather on the body part and breathable fabric on the front. In terms of connectivity, standard 3.5mm TRS connectors there, which means that if you don't like the included cable, you can easily swap it out because there's a whole bunch available on the market of third-party cables. But this cable's actually quite good. Fabric braided sheath, as you can see. It only comes with a 3.5mm termination. Unfortunately, there is also a 6.35mm termination in the box. But yeah, it's a good cable. Nothing wrong with that at all. I quite like it. Back to the headphones now. And yeah, let's get right into how these sound. Oh, but before we do, the price is $220 US. So, well, probably you can get them for $199 in certain places. So basically the same price as the FiiO FT1 Pro, which we'll do a comparison with later on. But regarding the sound quality, the Anser has a sort of combination of clarity and warmth in a way that feels both inviting and at the same time kind of refined. The overall sound is natural, it's quite kind of cohesive. It's got no particular frequency range jumping out and grabbing undue attention like some of the previous SIVGA headphones had quite an emphasis on the upper mid-range. That's not present here, and I appreciate that quite a lot because the end result is a more organic tonality. It feels quite effortless and it feels natural and just pretty true to the music. The Anser has good bass extension with a fairly satisfying sub-bass presence. It can get a pretty good rumble on down low. The mid-bass is adequate. It's not the tightest of mid-basses. It's not the punchiest you'll find in more premium headphones or planar driver headphones, but they've got a slightly softened attack on bass notes, which contributes to a nice natural sound. And though it does trade some snappiness and responsiveness in the process. So the mid bass is pretty tame. The sub bass is elevated. The mid bass is yeah, it's a little bit reserved, but it doesn't feel sort of sucked out. So it's pretty satisfying overall. And then in the mid range, it's nice and smooth. It's well rounded. It has a natural presentation that leans slightly on the warmer side of neutral. Vocals and instruments come through with good body and texture, but without any excessive forwardness, like I mentioned. And that results in a mid-range that's engaging without becoming too intimate or shouty or congested. And there's a slight emphasis on the lower mids, which gives male vocals a bit of extra weight, and female vocals have a nice clarity but without that sharpness. It's a nice balanced, non-fatiguing mid-range, and it's versatile across various music genres. Now for the treble, and look, the treble presentation is kind of relaxed. It's not rolled off to the point of sounding muffled or making the sound dark, but it does take a little bit of a back seat to the mid-range and the bass. You won't find any harshness or sibilance in the treble, which makes it nice and fatigue-free, even during longer listening sessions. However, that also means that it doesn't really sparkle. It's just not the airiest of trebles, and detail retrieval in the higher frequencies is kind of ordinary, like a lot of headphones in this price range, if I'm being honest. I found myself wanting a little bit more energy up top to give a greater sense of clarity and separation, especially during complex passages. It's a bit of a trade-off. You know, what you gain in smoothness, you lose in ultimate detail and to some extent excitement. Then for the soundstage and technicalities, when it comes to soundstage, the Anser has a fairly intimate stage for an open back headphone. That is, it's not claustrophobic in any way, but it's not exactly super wide, which isn't unusual. Like, I mean, the FiiO FT1 Pro here is kind of the same in that sense. You won't feel like you're sitting in a concert hall, but sort of rather in a more personal venue. The instrument separation is decent. You can pick out individual elements in the mix, but things can get a little congested in busier tracks. Layering is adequate, but not exceptional. Overall, technically, the Anser performs reasonably well for its price. The detail retrieval it's okay, but you know, that somewhat relaxed treble masks off some of the finer details. Micro detail retrieval is not very good. You'll get better experience, better detail retrieval on most budget IEMs, if I'm being honest. Dynamics are decent and there's enough punch to keep things engaging. It's not the most dynamic headphone out there, but overall it sort of prioritizes a smooth and cohesive presentation over outright technicality. It's more about enjoying the music rather than dissecting every single detail in the music. Alright, let's do a comparison and I'll see if I can fit both of these in the shot. The FT1 Pro, you can see the ear cups are a bit bigger. Build wise, the Anser feels a little bit more premium in the hand. And in regards to the tuning, there are some key differences between these two headphones. The Anser has a warmer sound signature with a slightly more pronounced sub-bass response. This makes the Anser good for, you know, people who like a little bit of extra thump in the low end. The FT1 Pro, on the other hand, has a more neutral sound signature with a slightly more extended treble response, and that makes the FT1 Pro a good choice for those who prefer slightly more detailed and analytical sound. It's worth noting that although they're both around the same price, you do get a nice carrying case with the FT1 Pro, and you actually get two cables, including one with a 3.5mm termination and one with a 4.4mm balance termination. So which ones should you choose? So if you're looking for something that has a richer sound, I know it's overused, but I want to say a little bit more musical, and some people don't like that term. I think it makes sense. It makes sense in my mind anyway. So the Anser is a bit more musical. It's a bit richer, a little bit more saturated in the mids. However, if you prefer more neutral sound, then the FT1 Pro might be a better choice. They're both really good headphones, both good value for money, both super comfortable to wear as well. Do I have a preference? To be honest, I don't really have a preference. They're pretty similar in a lot of ways. Just that bit of extra saturation here. The FT1 Pro is a little drier in its presentation. Both have got similar soundstage dimensions. Both have got equally good imaging and note density. So that's all I got to say. The rest is up to you, really. And that, my friends, is the SIVGA Anser headphones, coming in at around $200. Absolutely beautiful, super comfortable, nice musical sound, very relaxed, and you know what? I like them. Having said that, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Pa Family Audiophile style. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button before you go, And until next time, I'll see you later.